All right. Let's get straight into it. So this model is I'm about to go over this. It's an explosive dynamic model. And after this, because I just mastered all this in my sleep, then we're going to go over explosive swing moves. But this is just going to be explosive day trades. Alright, so here are key indications that you're going to have an explosive move. I only take a trade off a daily high, right? A sweep of a daily high or a daily low. At first, I was taking a long off the sweep of a daily low, though, when we were bearish. But it would still give me a 1-to-1, at least. But if we're bullish and we sweep a daily low, now we're going to get a dynamic move. It's that simple. It's just everything in alignment. So peep this. We're going to get in right on the reversal. We're going to miss a trade here or there too. Who cares? So peep this. If we're making higher highs and we're closing over them, we're bullish, right? Closed over this, see, closing price. All right, we're making higher highs and we're closing over them. All right, we're bullish. All right, we are not bearish until we close under a low. We have still yet to close. We closed under this opening price, but we didn't close under this low. So until we close under this low, we are bearish. All right, so peep how this is expressing itself. You can't even miss this type of shit. We sweep a daily high right here. So let's just label this daily high real quick. Then we come down here and we close bearish. So we've swept the orders from here. We've closed bearish. And one thing I thought about earlier that I didn't even think of to do. So what if we use the Fibonacci for a projection too? Oh wow, it would have hit the double length and that lines up with this low. But really, I like using equilibrium of a range because it's always going to come back to equilibrium of a range. It's already repriced the equilibrium of this range, but we see it switch structure back. It had to fill this gap, this imbalance right here. That's why it went back up. It swept all that imbalance. Anywho, so we're going to use this Fibonacci projection now too. So this is going to be a super dope ass move now. I'm mastering everything on the spot, by the way, in my sleep too. So we wait for a daily sweep to get a high to get swept. So we got this high now officially. We could have waited for this high to get swept, but it didn't get swept. This high sweeps this high, but I don't think it gives us a bearish move. I think when this high sweeps this high, that's when we're going to get the move. Because see, it swept it, and then it started making lower lows, and then it started attacking liquidity, and it started drawing towards the Fibonacci sequence. We don't really got to take 1,000 fucking moves. We can make a lot of fucking money with no fucking money. With a little bit of money on these big moves, alright? So we come in here. Let's see if we get a false move that we would have took a loss on. Because you're going to take losses. You're not going to be fucking perfect, alright? You think you're God or something? And if you're scared to lose a bankroll, come on now. See these highs on the lower time frame marked out correctly. So, oh shit, actually both of them. Neither of them were jokester moves. One was a little bit more active than the other one though. We would have took a bankroll either way actually on all of them. If we weren't too greedy, we would have took a bankroll either way. Alright, we're just looking at the 500. We're not even looking at NASDAQ for SMTs. We would look at that live, but I'm showing you just the realest shit right now. So we have a 5-minute breaker structure, right? Oh, we're working right. All right. And not only is there an order block right here, there is a fair value gap right here with the order block. So that's how we know this is exactly what we're looking for, because this fair value gap is actually encapsulating this order block perfectly. So then we come over here. Let's mark out the order block, and we enter on the order block, and we put our stop loss over this high. And this isn't just a random 5-minute breaker structure with an order block, all right? This is after we swept a daily high, and then we broke structure bearish, and now we're back at a daily high. You see how fucking specific that is? That is what ICT is trying to teach everybody, but everybody keeps on ignoring him, and they want to trade in between ranges, and they don't want to wait for a sweep of a daily high, and they don't want to be in correspondence with the higher time frame. But I watched his videos so much, and I didn't get any of this shit. But then I went sober for 2 weeks. I started taking bupropion, antidepressant, and then I smoked some $45 weed. to break my sobriety for an eighth of weed, $45, and I got so fucking high out of my mind that I mastered everything. Let's label this order block. All right? Enough of the chit chat. So let's just risk a little 2 contracts, because you probably only can afford 2 contracts. And you're going to need to do that in the SP 500. You don't got to get funded. You just need to go donate your blood plasma and then fund your account and just take high probability trades. I donate my blood plasma twice a week. And I'm fucking healthy too, and I get fucking money. So I don't know why y'all are fucking talking about I don't want to put a fucking needle in my arm. You don't want to get no fucking money. That's your fucking problem. I'm trying to tell these motherfuckers how to get a fucking bankroll, yo. So let's just say we just took it to equilibrium of the range, right? Okay, there's a low right here, and it's in EQ. So we take it to the low in the EQ. That's the method. So boom. You just risked $60 and made $250. Let's do a little risk reward math on that real quick. Oh, we could take it to the 500s, right? Oh, it didn't hit the 500s. We would have got stepped out. So let's take it not off of numbers and institutional levels. Let's take it as an art form where there's 2 relatively equal lows right here, or there's a low in EQ. Because this is an art form. It's not a fucking math crunch shit. Alright? So 248 is the profits divided by 60. Is that how you do the math? That's a 4-to-1, right? Let me ask ChatGPT, because I be forgetting how to do some math. Because I can't do simple math. I can get money, though. Yo, if you're in my YouTube video speaking, or am I gonna get a copyright for this?
Hang on, checking that real quick. It depends on what you mean. If it's your own voice speaking, that's generally not a copyright issue.
But your voice is speaking right now, right next to my mic. Your voice is in right next to my microphone on my YouTube video right now, live. So are you gonna get me to get? Is my video gonna get taken down because I'm using you as ChatGPT and you're in my microphone right now?
Checking that. If you're recording a video of yourself speaking and my voice is being read aloud, that by itself is generally not a reason for your video to get taken down.
All right, amen.
On platforms
so
like YouTube,
how do I
TikTok.
find my risk to reward? If I made $248, right? Do I do if I made $248, do I do, and I was risking $60 overall, do I do 60 divided by 248 or 248 divided by 60 to find the risk to reward?
Let me check that real quick. For risk to reward, you divide reward by risk. So 248 divided by 60 is about 4.13. So your risk to reward is roughly 4.13 to 1.
So we just banged a 4.34 to 1 on this trade. This is the 4 to 1, not no fucking 3 to 1, all right? So take your fucking money, put it in your fucking pocket now, because we reached equilibrium and we rebalanced the shit. Are you a greedy bitch? We're learning day trades, not fucking swing trades right now, all right? So take your fucking money. You got in on a fucking Tuesday and you got out on a fucking Wednesday. All right, watch your mouth. All right. So look, we're just gonna test this whole going down until it switches bullish. All right. So let's say one win. One short 4-1. All right, so we're making bankroll now, and we're not even like looking at the charts all day, trying to take a fucking break a structure right here or break a structure right here or fucking break a structure fucking randomly, bro. We're doing this in alignment with these fucking highs, yo. And if it's doing what it's supposed to do at the fucking high, it's doing what the fuck it's supposed to do. And then if it goes over a high and it closes, that means that we're switching structure, and now we wait for the opposing side of liquidity versus sell side or buy side. All right, so we come over here. All right, and I'm pretty sure this move looks cleaner on a 30-minute. And 30-minute is higher time frame, which means it's a better draw. So right here, we don't got my favorite entry. Or actually, we have both of them. So we have a fair value gap in equilibrium right here. Oh, we didn't break no structure. So when we break the structure, now we have my favorite entry. All right. So when we break structure right here, now we look for it to return to the order block. Where's the order block? The order block is right here. All right. So you just enter at the order block. But wait, is there a fair value gap paired with this order block? Nah, there's not. But wait a minute. But there's this big ass volume gap. And isn't a volume gap basically a fucking fair value gap? It's an imbalance being shown in the structure. I mean, I'm making this shit up on the fucking spot right now. So probably, right? Fair value gap? No fair value gap? Alright, volume gap. They're both gaps, right? Like, let's not overcomplicate the shit, yo. I lost my goddamn mind, by the way. Cause I'm not making this shit up. This is right. Alright, so we got our 1-to-1 off the table, fortunately. It's there's better structure. And to be real, this is also nice structure right here too. We broke structure and we actually could have entered on this order block. So let's quit the cap real quick because we're capping so hard right now. We broke structure right here. We have a fair value gap right here and we have a fair value gap right here. And then we return to the order block. So whichever or, I think this one's actually better structure. And let's try to shimmy shuffle and sham shuffle and see if we could get a 10 minute to show us fair value gap. Alright, well we broke structure right here, but nah. Broke structure right here. We got a fair value gap right here on the 10 minute. That did not get rebalanced yet. And look, it's touching the body right here. So guess what, player? Now we have exactly what we're looking for, high probability. You just had to shuffle around time frames and find what you were looking for. We weren't trying to do it to the point to where it's like, all right, now you're just trying to force something to happen. We were just making sure that we broadened our perspective enough to see what was going on and being expressed throughout every single time frame. Because there's no set rules to this. However, the order flow wants to paint the picture is how it paints the picture. Now where are we going to aim? Well, we already took out equilibrium of this. So if we want, we could just take out that low again because we're still bearish. So we could just do the same move practically. Boom. Bring it right here. Boom. Crazy good move. Solid move. All right. That's fine. That's all you need. That's 2 days in a row too. Lucky you. You fucking lucky ass fucking. Watch your mouth. All right. But let's say all right, we already rebalanced equilibrium right here. So that makes me think that we're going to make it past equilibrium now. Because we already took a lot of these orders. We already this, that, and third. We're not just going to keep on going up and down, all right? So, let's say we took it to this low. Oh, shit. Now you're making some bankroll. But you would move your stop loss up on the way. You would lock in profits. I'd rather take off a contract right here and one right here, but we're only going off of 2 contracts right now. We're showing you that you can get a bankroll with really no capital. So let's go to the daily, and let's take only the next sweep of a daily high. And let's be careful. Let's make sure it doesn't change structure on us. All right. So boom, we're already in this move. Look at the and like yo, if when you see this close under here, you can damn near say, what if we just did these Fibonacci projections? Because we're not even using these Fibonacci projections. We're not even using these Fibonacci projections, let alone this low that's in equilibrium from this range. These fair value gaps that are paired with this low right here. It's however you want to paint your picture, all right? There's fair value gaps, there's lows. You can get the draw however you want. I don't want to show that it's too greedy. So we're going to do this as in a less greedy move, all right? We're not going to take too much money, all right? We're just going to get what we can get. We already are getting more than a 1-to-1. So, honestly, to this low right here, I don't think that's too greedy because we already rebalanced equilibrium. So let's say that we took this move, all right? Because, yeah, we swept the orders. We did the shit, right? Don't be scared to take more money, though. But don't get greedy and don't as long as you take the 1-to-1, anything can happen and you won't lose any money because you already are at break even no matter what. All right, plus 58.75. I just forgot how to do the math. So you divide the reward by the risk. All right. I'm like, where's my calculator? So 58.75 times 2 is 2% glitching. Plug her up.
Checking that. Hang on. Okay, if you mean 2% of 58.
What's 58.75 times 2?
Checking that. That's 117.5.
All right. So now we just got another 3.8 player. We're getting a 1-to-1 86% of the time.
Checking.
Because I back tested that we get a 1-to-1 86% of the time already in my last videos. So we know that we're going to be at break even at least 86% of the time. So we're really only going to actually take a full loss 20% of the time. Or 14% of the time. But now we're not just getting a 1-to-1. Now we're getting 3.88 to 1. 4-to-1s. I'm still in love. All right, so now we're basically good. I mean, imagine if we had a bigger bankroll. We would probably be done for the week. All right, but I mean, honestly, I live off of nothing, so I would actually still probably be pretty good for the week. I'm not gonna lie. So whoa. that was just those two moves. Yes, after this breaker structure. So then we get another breaker structure right here. Call me a batshit crazy ass motherfucker, right? Who gets a fucking bankroll and has so much fucking money that I don't know what the fuck to do with it. So now we got another breaker structure. We wait for a sweep of a daily high. We got a sweep of a daily high. But wait a minute. That's not just a daily high, motherfucker. Watch your mouth. Because I want to make sure that this gets to an audience that needs to learn how to really fucking save and change their fucking life. Alright, so I need to watch my mouth. Alright. So we get into this fair value gap, right? Which is also a daily sweep of a high. So that's a pretty good move right there. Here's the only thing about this Monday 27th. I'm pretty sure, was it CPI or FOMC or phone's about dire. Get to the money, get to the money, get to the money, get to the I ain't fucking no hoes. Big Gatorades on me. Yo, so I'm looking for my portable charger because right now my charger is charging my interface because apparently my Mac doesn't have enough power to turn it on, and my MacBook is plugged in, of course, so we're not gonna unplug that. I got my portable charger. I got this portable charger because the outlets in my first men's shelter, they didn't have the outlets on our floor at least, and so I couldn't charge my laptop, I couldn't charge anything. So this portable charger I got right here, not even an affiliate sponsor. You know the Anchor chargers. This charges a laptop at least once. So it has 2 USB ports and it has 2 USB-C ports. And it basically kept my laptop charged and my phone charged while I was bouncing around in these streets at NYC, you feel me? So real survivalist, you know what I'm saying? Real big ass story of homeless kid becomes a fucking rich ass day trader. So yeah, nothing. Oh, what day is this? Monday, 27th July. I don't really think there's gonna be any news on a Monday, really, that's significant. And it's Sunday, July 27th, and then OPE JMC meeting. So orange folder, so that's kind of actually some liquidity. It's nothing, we ever hear about that we really care about. So let's keep the show on the road. My bad. Just gotta make sure. You feel me? So where's the high? Where's Mr. High shit? She probably wants to slurpy derp derp. Is this the high right here? Because this is a clean order block fair value gap. Short right there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's not the fair value gap, is it? Let's go back to the daily because that might be 2 moves that we got to take. Maybe one's on a Friday, and we close the position because it's a Friday. No, that's actually the high right here on Friday. See, Friday, 24th. We never sweep the daily high. We only pull into the order block. So Friday, we got to make sure that we don't fall for that move because it is a super clean move. It is a super clean move. And maybe if you had volume profile or some BS, you'd see a big ass fucking volume coming from the left side of the screen, fucking striking that fucking area, telling you could take a fucking short there. But I'm going to just take this fat ass one after it sweeps right here. And I'm not talking shit about my bro. He uses volume profile. I'm not an indicator guy. I am a I'm a price action guy. I look at this as an art. The charts tell me everything. It's a painting. It's a war zone. I don't need math, numbers, crunching, none of that. It's an art form. It's a pure art form. So we don't got any order blocks, I don't think, right here. Do we reach equilibrium? I think we get a fair value gap. I think we get a 2022 model though. And I'm open to a 2022 model now because alright, but so this is Monday, July 27th. Monday, I'm open to a 2022 gap when I see it at the sweep of a daily high and I know that we're bearish on the daily structure. So alrighties, let's get the show on the road. Monday, July 27th. So let's see if NASDAQ offers a cleaner fair value gap, because no fair value gap got met in equilibrium, nor is there an order block. So go down to 5 on a swiggly diggly. She want to sup on my swiggly diggly. Watch your mouth, brother. Alright, you gotta really put on. Alright, so no order blocks get met in my case unless you count this as an order block. So let's switch up the time frame. Alright, this is an order block. Sometimes you gotta switch up the time frame, and now that it's a higher time frame on the 15, it's actually higher probability. So we got a breaker structure right here. Let's go and turn the label on her. Let's not get copyrighted up in here, Zala. So we got a breaker structure. This is the exact same move that I love. This is a I get money move right here, to be real with you. We got a fair value gap encapsulating this order block. Getting money machinery. Getting money machinery, count up the greenery. What the fuck does it really mean to you? Is it the same it means to me? Daily bearish order block. I don't know why I hit that, because it's just a regular order block. Order block will make you rich. So yeah, this is a very cleaner move on NASDAQ, but if you don't have the capital, you're probably going to want to take this on the SP 500 if you don't want to risk $413. And that's fine. You don't have to risk all that money, yo. You just got to risk what you're comfortable with. So you can take it on the SP 500 just at equilibrium, because we never closed past this order block. But right here we see that we already closed and made a fair value gap. So now we just wait for one more entry right here on the fair value at equilibrium. It doesn't even necessarily have to be the fair value gap. It's not like it's going to SMT all of a sudden. It already broke structure on the 30-minute. But anything can happen. Get to the money. Get to the money. Let's take it slow. Let's take it steady. Let's just do daily explosive moves. The daily quick. Because you know them swings, you don't really even want to like be in them bitches all day. You know what I'm saying? Like you just want to get in and get out them bitches. You feel me? Like let me get a bankroll real quick. All right. So let's say we took it on both of these. All right. Both. Oh look. Oh wow. Is this a Sunday open right here? So this is a weekend closer right here. And you got this big ass fucking imbalance that we got to refill from the weekly open gap. And we have a breaker structure into it. So you should know that this bitch is going to do a dolphin dive into this hoe. To be real, dolphin dive. This is a dolphin dive liquidity concept. All right, boom. Let's just clear the gap. Because you know it's going to reprice it, right? And it's probably going to reprice it as soon as, what, 9:30 opens? What is this? 9:30 and then boom. It's already, then breaks this structure. Might rebalance, might not. No, it went straight down and did everything it needs to do. Alright, and why we're looking at this NASDAQ move? Just because the order block. I like the order block concept. Alright, I like a order block with a fair value gap being paired to it. You can take it at the Asian lows if you want. But we are bearish. So why not count up another bankroll? I'm thankful for another bankroll. Alright? Alright, let's put this 500 shit away. Alright. Modify order. I must be crazy in this video. I must be crazy about that cash in this motherfucker. Or we could take our relative equal double lows, because look, we got 2 lows right here, which they're stacked. So now we know that we have relative equal double lows. Maybe when we get to this gap, we can rebalance, we can manage our, like, I wouldn't let it come past this equilibrium or past this Asia, because the Asia is a fine move too. So we can move our stop loss up to Asia. Anywho, we're not going to physically do that. It ran pretty clean and even took out these lows right here. So let's do the math on this. What day was this? This was Monday 27th. Don't trade on a Monday. Not if it's FOMC week. No, not if it's core CPI and PPI, I meant. And if it's non-farm payroll week, I'm pretty sure that's a good Monday. All of these are shorts because we're bearish right now. So I'm showing you how to get a massive bankroll right now, like a bankroll fooler for real. Like, this is bankroll goddess shit right here. So 107.5. So 413.75 plus 53.75. And then I forgot